I went from being a skinny kid to becoming a pretty jacked guy in just over 2 years. And in this video, I'm going to share with you three simple changes that I've made in my training routine that help me build the physique that I currently have. So the first thing, actively trying to progress. I went through a very long plateau that lasted almost a whole year, I would say, yeah, 1 year ago. It lasted a very long time, like months and months and months. And now when I look back, it was pretty stupid because the only reason why I hit such a big plateau is because I wasn't actively trying to progress. I had this mindset that bodybuilding and powerlifting were these two completely different sports, and that if I want to build muscle and get pretty jacked, I didn't need to get stronger at all. I just thought to myself, it's all about the stimulus and the volume and hitting the muscle correctly and feeling the muscle connection, which is true. But let me just take and give you an example that would have helped me. I think it would have kind of clicked for me if I just gave myself this simple analogy in the past. Imagine Tim. I just talked about this in the last video that I recorded yesterday, but I'm going to make this example again. Tim is a young man. He goes into the gym and he wants to grow his biceps. So he takes two dumbbells, does dumbbell bicep curls. He uses two 6 kilogram dumbbells, so in total 12 kilograms, and he does 7 reps. And he does like 5 sets of that. Imagine then, 16 months later, Tim comes back into the gym. You see him training there. He picks up the dumbbells, start doing bicep curls with dumbbells again. Now imagine this. Tim is still using 12 kilograms for 7 reps. 16 months later. And then you go into the changing room and you see Tim again. And he's ranting, being super pissed off about the fact that his biceps aren't getting any bigger. Wouldn't you just slap him in the face if you saw something like that? But if you're currently not even actively trying to make progress in this situation, you are the Tim. You are like Tim in this situation. And it's sometimes hard to actually notice it happening when you are in that situation. But something that really helped me to just kind of open my eyes and realize, okay, I've been plateauing for months and months and months now. It's just to simply track my workouts. I basically have a notes page on my iPhone app, literally on the notes app. I have a notes page for every single workout that I perform every single week. So I have a notes page for my first push workout of the week. Then I have a notes page for my first pull workout of the week. Then I have a notes page for my first leg workout of the week. Then my second push workout of the week. Then my second pull workout of the week. Then my second leg workout of the week. I have a notes page for all of that, but I basically just wrote down the name of the exercise that I'm going to perform, the amount of sets that I performed it for, the weights and reps that I did for each set. That's basically how I do. It's very simple. You don't need any fancy app to do it. But just making that change can help you to see the trends. Just realize, okay, I haven't even been progressing for like months now. And it also helps you to see, okay, last week I did this exercise. For example, we just say Tim actually takes your advice. You slap him in the face and then you tell him to track his workouts. Tim takes your advice and he writes down his workouts now. He knows, okay, I used 12 kilograms and I did 7 reps. Now next week, he can actually see, okay, oh yeah, he sees on his phone, I used 20 kilograms, 12 kilograms for 7 reps. And he knows, okay, today I'm going to aim to do 8 reps with the same weight. You can see how this simple change of just simply tracking his workouts can make a big difference. That's what it did for me. When I first heard about tracking my workouts, I thought it wouldn't have been that much effective. And it's not like because you track your workouts, your muscle will just get magically bigger. But it actually helps you mentally to firstly know what you did last week, know exactly what you did last week, and progress from there. Aim to progress, to actually try to think to yourself, okay, how can I do something better than I did last week? How can I either add 1 rep or add some weight to it? And if you see a certain trend, you see that you've not been progressing for months and months and months, for weeks, you've been seeing the same numbers there on your phone, you actually know, okay, I have to make a change. Maybe my diet isn't good enough. Maybe I'm not sleeping enough. I'm not recovering enough. Maybe I'm not doing enough volume. Maybe I'm doing too much volume. It might be any of the things, but simply tracking your workouts and then actively trying to progress can just make a big difference for me. And I literally just hit a plateau and stayed there for months just because I wasn't even actively trying to progress. Second thing, adding more variation in. And that's something I've been doing very recently. I've started doing this around 4 months ago. In the past, like I told you just a few minutes ago, that I have like two workouts for each, you could say, muscle group. So I have my first push workout for the week, then I have a second push workout for the week, then I have a first pull workout for the week, and a second pull workout, and leg workout, same thing with leg workouts. You might think, why would you do that? And in the past, just a few months ago, I was always so confused and didn't really understand why some people did that, because I heard some people say that and say that it's actually a good way to do this, but I never really understood it because to me it didn't make sense. Why should I? Because when you do that, you're actually slowing down your progress. Because when I was doing just two times the same workout every week, I could add 2 reps per week and every exercise. You kind of get what I'm trying to say here. Because I was performing those exercises 2 days per week, I could add 2 reps per week and make progress 2 times faster. So I didn't really get why I should make progress 2 times slower just because I want to add some variation. But when I actually started doing this, I actually just noticed why, and why it's actually so effective and why people really like to talk about this. First, because of the variation, it takes longer for the exercise to get stale because you don't do them 2 times per week, but you're just doing them 1 time per week. So it takes a lot longer for you to reach that point where you kind of desensitize to a certain exercise. And that's where you kind of, in general, if you're doing one exercise for a long, long time, at some point, you will probably, the exercise will probably get kind of stale. You won't be really able to progress really quickly. And just making a simple change of us switching to another exercise can help you unlock new gains, and then you can go back to that exercise just a few weeks later. But when I'm doing 2 different workouts per week with different exercises, it takes me a lot longer to reach that point where the exercise gets stale and it becomes harder to progress. So I've been needing less and less deloads. I haven't re-deloaded in 4 months. I spent 4 months without deloading, and I've making consistent progress without hitting any plateau for the last 4 months. I think one of the reasons why is because I've added more variation in my training. I've added more exercises, and I now have 2 workouts for each muscle group, which really helped. Because yes, I'm making slower progress, but I'm making more consistent, more steady, consistent, linear progress over time. So I would much rather pick slower progress, but more consistent and steady progress over really fast progress, but then needing a deload every 2 months or something like that. Third thing, the last thing, leaning into pain. Let me take an example for you. Today, the third exercise that I performed was the cable Bayesian curl, 1 arm at a time, where I face away from the cable, I grab the thing, then walk away for a few steps, and now I just curl from there. And yeah, for example, I was performing the second set or the last set, and I took that last set to complete failure. With my first hand, my left hand, I was performing in around 5 reps. It started getting really, really, really painful. Like it really started hurting. But a few months ago, if I felt such insane, like it was so painful that I started just instantly in 1 second just sweating like crazy because it was super painful in my bicep. A few months ago, or a few years ago, I would have stopped. I would have given up. But now, today, this morning, when I started feeling this insane pain in my bicep, I actually focused on making my form even better, slowing down the eccentric even more, leaning towards the pain. And I kept going until I did my last rep, which was, I pretty much failed the last rep, you could say, because it was my last set. So I really took it, just gave it all in that last set. Then I did it again with my right arm. So it was really crazy painful, like it really hurt. And like I said, few years ago, I would have really given up. But now I've become really, really good. When I feel some insane pain in the gym when I'm performing a certain exercise, it might be the cable Bayesian curl or the leg press or any other exercise that's really, really painful. Because there are some exercises in the gym, at least I'm sure you know this if you've been training for a while, there's certain exercises in the gym that are fairly easy to take to failure. And then there are other exercises that are super painful when you take them far, when you really push it. And the KO Bayesian curl for me is one of them. Like the pain that I felt in my bicep, it was so painful. But I've become good at just when I see pain, when I feel pain, I see pain. How am I supposed to see pain? When I feel pain, I don't necessarily cower away from it and start try to hide from it and use bad form to compensate. I lean towards it and my form actually improves as the exercise becomes more difficult, as the exercise becomes more painful. I think that's a skill that everyone needs to develop if you really want to build a good physique. Because to really maximize muscle gain, you have to train hard. And if you really, again, really want to make good progress, you have to be able to keep using a really good form, even when it becomes very difficult, even when it becomes very painful for you. Like it was for me on the cable Asian curl or on the leg press a few days ago. Leg press is also one of my most painful exercises I do, but I still pushed it really hard and my technique actually improved as it became more difficult. Because I see pain, I see the burn as a good thing. I see the mind muscle connection as a really good thing. So when I feel it, yeah, it's painful, yeah, it's uncomfortable physically and mentally. But I'm like, oh yeah, good, good. That means I'm training hard. So I'm not shying or I'm not scared of it, you could say. And it requires a lot of discipline. It's a skill that you need to level up. You need to get better at this. You won't just do it overnight. But over time, you can get to this level, to the same level as where I am now, you could say. So yeah, hope you found this video valuable. If you're interested in my free coaching call, you can book like a free coaching call with me, like completely free, where I coach you, ask me any question you want and I answer to it. Just click the first link in the description. And if you want to follow me on X, on Twitter, and just ask me questions and want to have a small conversation with me there, then click the second link in the description. So yeah, don't worry from discomfort, chase it.